In Prometheus, the pace was slowed down to a crawl. In Covenant, they masterfully know how to pace this movie. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and I'm just a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And I just got done going live with you dudes over on YouTube. That's right. Every single movie in this franchise has been streamed live with you guys, and you got my raw reactions on the spot. And every single time I watch one of these, I'm surprised on what I remembered versus what I see today, because whatever I felt previously changes now because of this channel. I don't watch movies the way I used to watch movies, which is just to enjoy. I have to make sense of things now, and I have to think about reviews. And with the last movie that I saw in this series, Prometheus, it was kind of tough, very slow. And if you're a subscriber of this channel, which, by the way, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button, then you know that I don't like slow-paced movies. And I was really afraid coming into Covenant because in my mind, I had never seen it before. My buddy said, we have seen it before, that we went to the theater. Oh, I didn't remember that. But I was really afraid because Prometheus was such a slow crawl. I didn't say it was a bad movie. I just said it was slow. Covenant moves really well. Bound for a remote planet on the far side of the galaxy, members of the colony ship Covenant discover what they think to be an uncharted paradise. While there, they meet David, the synthetic survivor of the doomed Prometheus expedition. The mysterious world soon turns dark and dangerous when a hostile alien life form forces the crew into a deadly fight for survival. You know, it's hard to talk about this movie and not talk about the previous movie because it's a direct sequel. Literally, we are referencing Prometheus from the middle of the movie going forward. And we have a returning character. And I can't help but think about David being in part 1, Prometheus, and Walter being in Covenant part 2, but they're played by the same guy. And I love this whole notion of almost Terminator-like proportions, right? Because we have models that keep upgrading. And in this movie, the whole beginning is one thing, right? It's what you're used to. The whole thing in the beginning is what you're used to. Expendable crew. Deaths happen extremely early, within the first 5 minutes. And thankfully, an actor that I do not like to watch, that I didn't even know was in this movie, James Franco, is out of there like that. And I appreciate that. I really did not want him there. But McBride, Danny McBride is in this movie. And I'm pretty sure they casted one and he was like, we should bring my buddy on. And they were like, we'll bring him on. Okay. And kill him within the first few minutes. To me, that was the right way of doing things. But nonetheless, there's a crew here that once again, like in Prometheus, I just didn't even know these actors were in there. Again, Danny McBride, Jussie Smollett. And then there's other people, like I didn't know that David returned as Walter. And again, as David, he plays dual roles in this. So in the beginning of this movie, we have what we have in every alien movie, which is we're aboard the Covenant ship and things happen and it is what it is. It isn't until we land in the same spot where Prometheus was, because they hear something transmitted every 46 seconds and it's the song Country Road, Take Me Home, that things start to really shape up. Now, I didn't really understand what was happening. I didn't understand why all this stuff was there. But apparently, David has been experimenting with the things that are there. And he's the reason, because David is an earlier model, he's obsessed with creation. He's much too much like humans where they want what they can't have. Since he's a machine, an android, he cannot create. So he's obsessed with it. So he's been trying to create with all life forms and eventually gets to this mixture that basically creates the Xenomorphs. Once this thing starts kicking off, because there's so much that happens there that is just like little detail, and you go into these movies to see one of two things, either Ridley and she's not here, even though one of my subscribers, said that Sigourney Weaver is actually the voice of Mother. That's amazing. That is awesome sauce, right? But you're not in it for all the rest of this stuff. You're in it to see aliens. And the moment you see the first breakout, I'm kind of shocked because it doesn't look like what you traditionally would see a xenomorph look like. And it also burst out through the back of this guy. And it doesn't even enter the orifice like normal. One enters through the ear because it's literally microscopic dust. And the other one enters through the nose. And the one that entered through the ear busted out of the guy's back. The one that entered through the nose busted out of the guy's throat or mouth. I couldn't really tell because it happened so fast. That's different. And then these moved incredibly fast. Incredibly fast. And every time they mate with something different, they create something new, right? So we finally get the xenomorph that we're used to in this movie. And when that xenomorph, to me, that's when this movie really starts to pick up and get good. But we also have what is the most interesting part of this movie, to be honest with you, which is David and Walter. Even though it's played by the same guy, he managed to make this very interesting. Because you have one model in David, which is way too close to being human, obsessed with creation, wants what he can't have. Then you have a later model in Walter who just as mission-based and much more machine-like. And I love that dynamic. And there comes a point in this movie where they do go at each other. And the moment that fight ends, you know exactly, you just know exactly who won. Even though it's portrayed one way, they give it to you another. No spoilers, but yeah, it's pretty obvious. Once the traditional xenomorph gets aboard the Covenant, even from the outside, that scene with the character of Daniels, who really was pretty subdued throughout the entire movie. And I mean, this is a 2-hour-long movie, and she doesn't really start to show any character until about an hour and a half to an hour and 40 minutes into this. That's when she really kicks off, because everything before that is everybody else. She does her thing, and she does amazing. And she actually goes toe-to-toe and head-to-head with this xenomorph with no fear. Like, no, so many people have died, no more people are dying. I'm going head-to-head with you, and it is awesome. There's a great scene with Jussie Smollett and this other chick where they're in the shower and getting it on and about to get it on. And right in between their legs is the tail end of the alien, the xenomorph. And then when she looks up, she sees the silhouette of the xenomorph behind Jussie. And boom, it pops right through his mouth. And that is such a great shot. Now, we don't get to see how she dies, but of course she's gonna die nude in the shower. The worst way to go. And things continue to kick off from there. There is a hell of a battle and a hell of an interesting way that Tennessee, played by Daniel McBride, and Daniels get rid of this next alien. It is a really cool way of doing things, reminiscent, of course, of previous films in this series, but they do it in a nice, creative way. At the end of the day, there is one line that I think really should have been the tagline of this movie if it wasn't, which is, why serve in heaven when you can reign in hell? That is what's gonna bring us to the rating of Alien Covenant. And I'm gonna give Alien Covenant 3 bandanas out of 5. It is a different 3 bandana than what I gave to Prometheus, because Prometheus to me is a good movie, but you just have to be prepared for it. But that doesn't change that it's a good movie. Covenant is a good movie, and it's not something that you have to be prepared for. It is something that is enjoyable from start to finish. It may be slow in some spots, but they pace it well. You know, 8 movies into this franchise, headed over to Alien Romulus this week. I'm pretty excited because Alien Romulus is going to take place between Alien and Aliens, and they're using tons of practical effects. If there's one thing I can knock this movie for, besides a little bit of a slower pacing and convoluted story, is the fact that it uses a lot of CGI. And those early non-xenomorph looking aliens are pure CGI. And that kind of took me out of it quite a bit. That's what some of those stars are knocked down for, to 3 bandanas. But if you like Alien and you can withstand an hour of not much happening, you're gonna enjoy Covenant. Guys, this channel has been fully monetized now, and that's all thanks to you guys. And you know, another way that you guys can support beyond watching is joining this channel's memberships. Plus and Ultimate. And when you join the Ultimate tier, not only do you get access to videos early, you get to request your own video reviews, you get access to exclusive live watch-alongs and exclusive live chat, but you also get your very own Thorn Theater membership card mailed out to you, laminated and all, just like the good old days. And if you don't want to go there, you can also do the Plus membership, where you can help shape the future of this channel through polls, behind the scenes photos, and exclusive shorts. And if you don't feel like committing to a membership, you can always leave me a super chat, super thanks, or buy me a coffee. That's right, I love coffee, and it gets me through every day. It gets me through these long editing sessions, and it is a way for you to directly support the creator like me. If you're as cool as Viking Samurai, then you can donate to this channel. And in their latest update, they've enabled creators like me to thank you personally with a video. And you can do all that right now by clicking on the link below or scanning this QR code right on your TV. With all that being said, I'm still working on my latest single and the singles that are gonna come out to that. But this next single is called She Owns the Night. I am so incredibly proud for it, and I can't wait to reveal it in full with a release date to you guys. Guys, I love what I do, and I love hanging out with you dudes. We are gonna go into Alien Romulus this week, and then I'm gonna do a full ranking of all 9 movies. I'm Alex Thorn, and you know what I gotta do. I gotta rock out, watch Alien Romulus, and review it for you.